Kazakhstan, the city of Almaty. Welcome to the big time, pal.
The victory is well fought.
Kazakhstan, the city of Almaty. Welcome to the big time, pal.
The victory is yours.
Everyone to Wildin Out. This is going to be a special edition. We have the F12 Radiant guys. So, our normal cast is me, Marty, Dr. Fish, our operator for tonight, and Tom Carter. And for special
Hello.
guests, we have the Rotted Zombie, who's also regular on here, but this time is not very regular at all.
I'm so
Neji
irregular.
Boston, and Get Meowth. So, guys, thanks for coming on. Screw that Aussie Corb and his normal sleep schedule. being asleep at this time. Can you imagine?
It's actually weird. He's
So
not
true.
normally asleep at this time.
Yeah, no, Corb it defies everything.
Really, especially with
Also, you're welcome.
his really, especially with his record, he really does defy the odds. Oh,
Yeah. Fully.
Well,
Thanks for
first of
coming.
all, thanks for coming. Congratulations, especially you, Marty. Like you are hosting the show, but you're also a winner on the team. So, congratulations on the win. For the third time in a row, right? No.
not in a row.
Not
but it
in
is
a
the
row.
third time overall.
It's your third time overall.
Yes, it would have been a bit disgusting if it was 3 in a row. That's for next season, though. Yeah, we can get right into it then and just go over match by match before Q&A. How's that sound?
Sounds
Perfect.
good.
That was good to me.
Yeah.
Great. So let's go top to bottom. F12 versus Hair Club, 16-10 overall. But the first game was Corb versus
it was
White Delight,
Corb,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Corb had a pretty aggressive lineup, if I recall correctly, against White Delight's classic Quad Reno decks. And really, it came down to the final game, and I think it was mostly just a few. I guess it was just like a few turns between them really made the difference, if I remember right. One of the decks just barely got through in the end. I don't remember which. Do you guys remember?
I think it was his Reno Even Lock against Reno Lock. It was like the big one.
Right. Right. So that was super close. And then what was the next match? It was Rotted versus Memnarch, right?
Yes, we opened up the 3-2 lead first with Corbett, and then I went up against Memnarch on primetime.
Yeah. Do you want to recap us with that then?
Absolutely. So for a hot second, I debated going out of my comfort zone, but Memnarch called my not bluff, and so they brought a lineup that was meant to counter control-focused lineups and banned my Druid. Regardless, though, Memnarch won 3-2, but it was a very, very close series, as you all can attest from having watched it on live on THL. It was just a lot of fun. Really, really close games back and forth, and I think a really great show all around. Mem played great. I did okay. It was fun. Set us up for the long weekend.
Don't sell yourself short. Like, I know you're both great players, and I know that it was probably a really close match. I hadn't have the chance to watch it live, but I'm pretty sure I know it on my heart. You know,
I think it was very close, and I think given the fact that his lineups more or less were a direct counter to some of mine, I'm fairly proud with how it went, getting the 2 points for the team. But they did what they needed to do and extended the series out to a straight-up tie after the first 2 matches.
Yeah, excellent. Next match, I don't know the order. I'm just going for the list. It was Neji against Corson.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to recap us, Neji?
Yeah, sure. So I ended up on a pretty standard lineup for myself, which was like a pair of Reno decks, and then Malagos Druid and Pirate Warrior, which I'd been bringing a lot. And ended up with it was like a mediocre matchup. It wasn't great. It kind of looked like I had to beat up on the Q block a bunch, and ended up almost getting there. I was down 0-2, won 2 matches against the Q block, but couldn't get the third one. So it was a close one, but luckily my teammates picked it up after.
Yeah.
And now we have Corbett joining us. We talked already about his match. You have any comments? Hello, Corbett.
Oh, hi guys. Hi.
Hi, Mr. Games.
Are you supposed to be asleep?
Yeah,
we totally
it's
weren't
fine.
making fun of you before you showed up. Not
Yeah, don't
how
watch
much
it.
do I have to? I'm just gonna go rewind the VOD while you guys continue.
Yeah, just walk us through how you did.
Walk us through my match. I can't even remember. Like, I felt like it was so long ago. I'd have to like go back and see what the actual games were, to be honest. All I know is that I thought the White Delight was going to do like the Odd Hunter target that he'd been doing for like 4 or 5 weeks, and he absolutely didn't. He ended up bringing like full anti-aggro stuff, which kind of worked out okay, because the aggro decks that I did bring were a lot more burn-based, with like Even Hunter and Secret Mage. But yeah, it was a close series, and Watch Post OP was the takeaway.
Oh, damn.
Ah,
And finally, we have 2 sweeps, Marty and Get Meowth. Whoever wants to take the spot can talk about the match.
So we had both of these on stream, actually. I believe I was the first one. And it was basically do or die because we were down 2-1. So I had to win. The score didn't matter. Problem was Otters was soft countering my Odd Hunter. And I was pretty concerned about getting it through. I got my first 2 decks through some close matches where Otters even sent me down to 1 in one match. I believe it was between Even Lock and Odd Paladin.
Yeah, it was the even
And-
lock.
yeah.
Right. And then in the third game, I was fortunate enough to get quite possibly my best cards in Odd Hunter against his Odd Paladin. And that was just enough to put me over the top against him for the sweep. And that
Nice.
put us up just by a bit. So it was winner take all in the final match. And Mel took it home for us.
And how did I go?
Yeah, I mean, we got pretty lucky in the lineups for my matchup against Burnt. Kind of just called the bluff that he wasn't going to change what he's been doing all season of bringing combo decks, so we brought kind of a very hard anti-combo lineup, and it paid off. Pretty easy 3-0. I think I drew Colt Neophyte in all 3 of my games.
You did, yeah.
Which made it very, very easy. Yeah, so close it out with a pretty easy 3-0.
Excellent. Yeah, once more, congratulations to you guys on clutching the win, and it was a really interesting series.
Shout out Hair Club,
Now-
by the way. They did really well, and
Yeah.
it was
Oh
extremely
no, yeah,
close
for
at the
sure.
top.
Our match against them was like really hard. They are really good players.
Yeah.
The level on Wild THL is really high. I feel like the top teams have like such powerful players and synergy between them, which is also important.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that too, because 2 players on here are captaining the teams in the Wild EU finals as well, and we'll have more to discuss on that later.
Yes.
Yeah. And now we can go. You want to go to the Q&A?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Let's do it.
So you guys want to alternate, Fish, then Tom, and back and forth as we go through it?
Sure.
Sure.
Perfect. Let's do that.
Take the mic, Fish.
Okay, so our first question, I guess, is I assume these are they're not targeted at any specific person. This is how are they finding the mini set? How are you guys finding the mini set concerning Wild?
Starting. Let's go in order. I have Corbett on my left. How are you finding the mini set?
It's mostly a pretty low impact set, I think. I'm more interested in this whole bug that's going around with Druid. I think that'll be fun to abuse. There's a situation where the 2-1 that splits a card, it's currently making Hidden Oasis cost 0 mana, so you get a 0 mana 6/6. So I look forward to abusing that. But I don't know, it's still very, very early, but it seems like a super, super low impact set overall, where there's only a handful of decks that got boosted, really, but they were already the best decks. So
kind of like
shall see.
the rich get richer kind of thing.
A little bit, yeah. It certainly seems that way.
What about you, Get Meowth?
So I've been playing a lot more TFT than I've been playing Hearthstone. That tells you how the mini set's been.
That's another good set.
Yeah,
I don't blame you.
It's I don't know. I was trying the mini set. I was trying to play with all these new cards, and I just kept getting hit in the face with all these pirates and odd hunters. And I was just like, well, nothing's changed. I mean, I think there's some pretty cool cards, but like you guys mentioned, it seems like the best decks got better, and so it feels. I don't know. It doesn't feel very different, and I wasn't really enjoying it before the mini set. But I do think there are a lot of cool cards. I think they're just being overshadowed by like the top 2 decks in the format right now.
Yeah. What about you, Neji?
Honestly, I haven't really played any wild since my last match. I don't usually play much wild, so I don't really know what's going on there. I'm just assuming pirates are running rampant.
Yeah.
I mean,
he just comes
we
over
are.
here and beats the crap out of us.
You can give.
Yeah, no, but we are asking about the mini set. If you are playing standard, the mini set also has an impact.
Sure.
Like, how are you feeling about the cards in there?
Sure. For standard, honestly, I'm loving Mr. Smite. I think it's a great addition to standard. I think it gives a lot of counterplay to these combo decks that everyone's playing. And everyone that's complaining that it should be nerfed already, honestly, I really, really disagree with them. I'm enjoying it a lot.
And what about you, Marty?
Well, I tried experimenting a bit, and after, I want to say, 15 games against Pirate Warrior, I said, if you can't beat him, join him. And then I got sick of Pirate Warrior mirrors, so I had to switch to another deck. I think what's already been said touches upon most of the stuff. And really, the best cards in the set only went into what we already considered were the top decks.
And finally, Rodeb.
I mean, I think there's not much more to say. If you really enjoy the 2.5 archetypes that are thriving right now, both before and after this mini set, then I think you're going to be having a grand time, more or less. But if that's was wearing on you in any amount heading up to the mini set, not all that much has changed. There are a few new power cards, but on the whole, I think Corbett put it really nicely. It's, it's not all that impactful in Wild so far.
Yeah. Okay, now
except for, like, pirates are obviously a little better, so there it is.
Yeah, but we go back again to the classic, the rich get richer. We saw 2 new additions to the pirate deck, but it's still like it has a 57% win rate in HS Replayed against the second class, which is Hunter, that has a 54%, I believe, and that's across all ranks. And you can tell pirates got like a little bit better. And this is a quick question: who's your favorite streamer? Starting with Rodeb. Let's go the other way now.
Well, according to my wallet, it's fairly reliably either Get Me Out or Corbett, right?
Oh.
That's it, Roded. I can slip you the cash later. I can
paid actor.
Carry on.
I was about to say you're gonna get somebody mad, or this is like the biggest bait question with like 3 streamers in here, right? So
I gave up, so you don't have to answer me.
What a cute answer. What about you, Marty? Who you watching these days?
How do I do this? How do I do this without being a shill?
Yeah, just be careful. Whoever you don't pick is like leaving the team. So
okay, you can't pick someone in the call. All right, there. It's hands off.
Okay, all right, there. Perfect. All right. I'm gonna shout out Keith Numbers then for doing something pretty unique that no one else really does with a bunch of deck requests. So he basically just takes decks from Twitch chat and plays them on the stream all the time, and he makes himself miserable for chat's enjoyment.
I don't know how he does it. Like, I think 3 people today tagged me on his Discord to ask me about like how can they improve decks, and I got nervous. Like, I got angry looking at the deck list, and he plays them. I didn't even play them. I was just looking at them. Like, I don't know how he does it. Okay, now Neji, who are you watching nowadays?
Mostly McBanterface. Usually I'm watching streams at night, and it's usually when he's streaming, and he's extremely good at standard, just made worlds and stuff. So, yeah, pretty good stream.
Excellent.
So chill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of him as well.
What about you? Get me off.
All right. Outside of the Corvette and Raffle, I don't actually really watch much Hearthstone because I play it and I stream it myself. So I actually watch a lot of Magic and TFT. TFT streams. I think my favorite stream right now would have to be Caleb D. Playing a lot of that vintage cube. It's been really, really fun to watch. So that probably be my guess right now.
I thought you were going to say something like that. Yeah, I don't watch that many streamers. I just watch my own VOD. Like after I
dude,
stream.
I'm not that egotistical.
They will be like, oh god. And finally,
no.
Corp, who are you watching?
In terms of the Hearthstone stuff, I would actually go, with like Sun Glitters. I think is probably the streamer that I probably watch the most at this point. She's
He's
really
fantastic.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
She has a hilarious stream with BG stuff, and I'm not even like a big BG's player, but I still like to watch her streams. I also tend to catch like a bit of Dog when I'm actually up early. I really like Dog streams a lot, and outside Hearthstone, probably like Ludwig, like as one of the biggest streamers. I tend to like a lot of his content. I think it's pretty fun.
Yeah, Ludwig definitely works for it, and he's one of the more entertaining, popular streamers in my opinion. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
I
back that
usually
up.
watch with Sun Glitters and Ludwig. I usually watch the YouTube because I don't catch my time to watch streamers live. So
Yeah.
but yeah, those two are a good pick. Okay, next question. Fish.
Yeah, so the last 3 questions have all come from a Nubbinator or Nubs. And this last one is who is your favorite Aussie?
This
Red
is a
light.
I will
sellout.
just say,
Man,
I
they're
only
gonna make
know
us
one
all look like
Australian,
we're all paid
so it has
actors
to be
on this one, I
Corvette.
think.
Yeah, it has to be Corvette. I only know one Australian. So
Dang.
I mean, it's only like 12 of us, right? So
I'm
there
wait.
can't be
I'm
that
gonna
many
wait. I'm waiting for
people.
Corb's answer then.
My favorite Australian? Oh my god, you can't do that. I have no idea. I don't know. Like Mouth was saying he wasn't going to be egotistical. Like I mean, I can't pick myself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
you're not even gonna pick your mom though. Like, come on.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
just pick your
Can I say my mom?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, all right, yeah,
We'll
that's-
go with
that's-
I mean,
mom.
is she
a win.
does she qualify? Is she Australian? Then yes.
Yes.
You can pick your mom.
Yes, she
Yeah.
is.
How's her Hearthstone?
Yeah, we can get a past bronze chicken.
Gotcha.
We should be right. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll get her on the Pirate Warrior. She'll be fine.
Oh, no.
Yeah, next time is next THL match is going to be Corvette's mom against Maxi's mom. That's going to be the
God.
next. I know. He told me she plays BGs. I think so. We need to get her into Wild.
We're talking to Maxi's mom.
No, Maxi told me about his mom. I am not
Ah.
DMing Maxi's mom. God.
Oh gosh.
I was gonna
Cut
say,
the string. Cut the
what's
string.
nuts?
Moving on.
Let's go.
I don't like where this is going.
Oh,
Anyway.
speaking of
No, God
great
damn it.
Australians in chat. Hello, Bone Masher.
Excuse
Okay,
me.
let's see.
Yeah, reverb is
With
yeah.
Australians, everything is upside down. So downhill is actually up. You
Oh,
should know
yeah.
this, Bone Masher.
Let's see if we can squeeze one more question in. Going back to what is Hearthstone and its basics. What are you looking forward with the upcoming expansion? You want to see some nerfs, some changes, any cards you're expecting, some new mechanic? Like a really short answer, like, yeah, I'm looking forward to X thing. Whoever wants to take the spot, feel free.
Sure. I think I just want to see new archetypes. Something new
Yeah.
that has seen some support in the past, but hasn't been pushed enough to really make it over the hump. So, for example,
Yeah, how it happened
haven't-
with Attack Druid with the quest that brought back cards from Rastakhan, something like that.
right? We've seen some semblance of a control paladin throughout Hearthstone's history. It's been almost viable in Wild, but just has been missing a few pieces here and there. And if they get some really good control tools, then it might happen. Either if we go the Libram route or the Exodia Death Knight route, either one would be cool to see. We have a new version of Kingsbane Rogue seeing play now, and that's pretty close to being really good. So while some people might think it's a bit toxic in how it plays, it would be really cool to see something with a different kind of game plan popping up. So just things like that, really. Just new things, new ways to play the game. That's what I want from new expansions.
And anyone else has an answer?
I'm looking forward to 10 different versions of APM Mage. That would be my dream.
No. Someone else?
Yeah, you're not allowed to have
Wow.
that dream. Jesus.
All right.
No.
Nerf girl.
Well, it turns out I'm not your favorite Australian, clearly. Like, shut down quick.
I needed to answer the question, so
I definitely want more Highlander cards. Just print like 20 Highlander cards in the new set and I'll be happy.
Come on, you guys
we
letting
think
that
Neji too.
slide? You think you're getting, like,
Yeah,
come on.
no, that's
What?
that's fine.
Yeah, what the
No,
heck?
yeah, that's fine.
No
That's a
response.
valid answer.
Look, the problem is
Extremely valid.
Neji has okay. Neji, just deafen yourself for this, guys. He still hasn't realized that Zephyr's rotated. If he finds out, then he's not going to want to play for us next season. So we have to let it slide, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I undeafened. What'd you say?
I'm
Okay, you're good.
I'm shattered
We
inside.
nothing.
Oh,
We think once Zephyrus rotates, eventually they might print more Highlander support. So you just got to wait until then, Neji.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, no, I wanna see
Yeah.
a Reno card for Reno Warrior or like anything else besides the classic couple old classes. You know, because I'm a big fan of Elise in Druid, even though she's trash. But Rhea, yeah, I really want that got me thinking. Yeah, I really want to see Highlander yellow cards good.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you looking forward to, Rotted?
A change of pace. Anything that expands the
Faster.
archetypes. Yeah.
Faster, got it. Yeah.
Copy pasta.
You wanna because we talked. I remember we had this conversation before the before the expansion where we saw the cards, and you were like, "Oh yeah, support for Evenlock. I love this." So
Yeah. See,
how
there you
how
go.
has that aged?
Sure.
Are you-
It's one of the playable archetypes still that has quite a decent amount of power, so I'm feeling okay about that.
So maybe your this time your prediction is going to come through once again. What are you
I
looking?
know everything.
Yes, you actually work for Blizzard and has never told us. It is your
and
darkest secret.
After Zephyrus rotates, I think we're going to need a card that replicates the effect, except maybe make it more reliable.
Yeah, it should open like a Google search bar, and you can type the name of a card from the 1,400 cards we have, and you can choose which specific card you want, like double Reno or something like that.
I'm gonna throw up.
Rotted, I have a personal question for you, Rotted. What's your opinion on What's your opinion on Hellfire and Warlock? I know this is a
I'm
a
ready.
hot topic among Warlock players.
God damn it!
I have to answer that.
Yes.
You can
Now
answer
I want to
however
know
you
the
want.
answer.
I'm running 2 copies of it right now.
Oh no!
I'm
I'm running 2 copies
think
in my
it's
Evenlock right now.
I run it as a one of in my Reno even right now. Like, it's just.
Well, I
good.
would
It's
hope
just-
you're running only one.
Yeah, yeah. Why
Yeah,
would
but
you
I
run
don't-
two in a Reno
I
version
don't
of
play.
the
I don't play a lot of duplicate Reno or duplicate even lock much right now. But
That's fair. Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
we have one more question, right?
Yes. Which of all the matches you had this season was your favorite?
oh, that's my question.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Yeah,
no.
I
I just wanted
forgot.
to mention that I was the one who put that in the notes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's your question, and you were supposed to read it. I read it. My bad.
No, you're good. We'll just let everybody
good, though.
answer. We'll go from the 1 seed down. So I guess we'll start with Mr. Corbett.
Man, you guys must have way better memories than I do, because I don't like it all sort of blurs together each
Oh.
week, I feel like.
All right.
There's
I
gotta be
kinda-
like if you can pinpoint like a match, there's
That's
gotta be a
fine.
play like you remember, like yeah, I was at 1 HP and I draw
I feel
Reno.
like some of these.
you know?
I feel like some of you play just so much Warlock.
Yeah, I don't know. It all just sort of blurs
So much
together.
Hearthstone.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
I
really-
got nothing.
I got
See,
nothing
I
either. I
hear
don't
this.
remember my specific matches.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
hear
remember
this.
I remember regrets of like lineup building,
Oh no.
but I don't really remember specific matchups themselves.
See, I hear this, and I really wanted to use this to call Corvette an aggro noob, because only
Oh.
someone with the memory of a goldfish would stick to games that are so short. But then Meowth came in and ruined my joke, so now I'm sad.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I mean, we're both. I'm more of an aggro noob than Corvette is at this point. So
Okay,
I
so
mean, Marty, you
both
can just
have memory
repeat
of
the
a
joke.
goldfish.
I'll probably forget that Meowth even talked at this point, right?
Oh
That's a
no.
good point.
Yeah.
But
It's talking.
yeah, really, it's hard to remember a ton of matches when you have such a
Gotcha.
long season.
Yeah.
There's so many different players of different skill levels that you face. A lot of them being friends, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And since you're practicing with each other on the off time and co-oping together, a lot of these games just kind of blend in.
Makes sense.
But if I were to give,
Yeah, it's all your fault, guys. You shouldn't make it to the finals. If you only play 2 matches, you remember those.
I was gonna say though, the last 2 weeks of this season were pretty memorable. EAW is just the classic mind games week where we kind of talk things out and have to figure out, what the other team is thinking and how to get into each other's minds to gain an edge, because that's where the real competition starts. You never know what they're gonna do, and it was extremely close. I think it was 1 point difference. So shout out to them for that. And then the final week was really fun because Hair Club's also a bunch of friends who we hang out with and talk to a lot. And some of us even work with them. So, and plus we had so many of our games streamed, it was a very good experience. So probably those, but really all the matches were a lot of fun throughout the season.
Awesome.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, probably the matches that most stick to you are those who have like an impact. Like either if you are really close to not making it to playoffs, and in your case, it's obviously the final, right?
Mhm.
It is like the match that decides who's the winner after all the work you put through all these weeks. And yeah. Some people don't remember because they play aggro. I would say play combo. That's my take. Whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely I'm scrolling through my the chat that we have, and it's all sort of coming back. As I actually go through and look at the lineups, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember that time when Glare brought this and this and that, or when I played against Burned and I got whittled down to some weird combo mirror. But it's just hard to do it off the top of my head.
I feel you. Yeah, no, it's gotta be difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the question was really well thought, but the problem is, as Get Me Out said, you tend to remember more your mistakes that your high ups, because it's like, yeah, I won, next match, but when you fucked up, you're like, God damn it, I should have brought X deck, or that was clearly a misplay,
Yeah.
But it's horrible to be asking hey guys, what was the worst thing you did all season? What was the time you were the most frustrated to the game? No, we shouldn't ask that.
Well, I can tell you the answer to that really easily. It is don't bring Reno Secret Mage to any lineup ever.
Oh, I did that. Gosh, I brought Reno Secret Mage against White Delight this season, and I just couldn't get it through. It was a 3-2 match.
I got buried so many times by Reno Secret Mage, but I don't play it. I got lucky,
Yeah, I will say something that does stand out. Just a quick little anecdote. It was before the season even started. I was basically just raging in my chat. I was dumpstering on ladder, and I was very pissed off. And I was like, "Oh my god, I can't win at all, no matter what I'm playing." And then it was sort of just look, it's fine, no matter how frustrating the meta is. Good players will figure out how to win. And so even if it's frustrating right now with Demon Seed, like you
Yeah.
just got to figure out how to win. And a whole bunch of like everyone just came in and we're just sort of talking it up. And Meowth ended up coming in later and was like, "Well, this is a very depressing yet wholesome read at the same time." And yeah, that's sort of where the season started. Just very pissed off and frustrated, but you know, it obviously ended pretty well going throughout.
Yeah,
All right.
and you know it's a double-edged knife. The fact that some people nowadays are saying Seedlot Meta was better. I don't know
think
what
they're
you
saying
guys.
it was better. I think they're looking at things like in rose tinted lenses. Really, there were polls on Twitter that pretty much showed that most people think this meta is better because Seedlock was so warping, but it's still extremely warping with Pirate Warrior around, kind of pushing a lot of decks out of the meta right now.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'm one of those little shits that are like, yeah, Seedlot was better, but I'm super biased because I got rank 1 and I ended rank 5. So don't take my word for it. You shouldn't take my word like at any time, but especially with this. So finally, moving on.
Oh,
One last question, right?
From Light to Light, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Fish, you want to take it away?
Yep. Okay. Any spicy predictions for F12 seeding by the end of next season? Will someone else other than Corbett be the 1 seed? Well, it says will someone else be the 1 seed, but Corbett's the current 1 seed, so I'll throw that in.
Well, I think we can debate this together. So far, we had Meowth with the nearly undefeated season, Corb with the nearly undefeated season now. So, is it time for someone else to step up and do it?
Fat chance.
No, the 5 seed's mine. Rotted, get out.
Stay away from me.
Dang.
I will fight you.
See, this is the dynamic on the team.
Next season is next season's Marty's season.
We'll see, because it feels like usually Corb and Meowth are fighting for the 1 and 2 seed. Neji and Rotted are fighting for the 5 seed, and I'm stuck in the middle of no man's land. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I did move up.
Technically, you would be the 2 seed if we had another week.
Yes, I did move up to the 2 in the final week.
You did, yeah.
But that was only 1 week out of the entire season.
No. You were there for a while because I dumpstered myself at the very beginning of the season with that Reno Secret Mage. So I was like the 4 seed for a while.
I made
So
that
you were up
mistake
there.
too.
Oh.
Yeah, you were up there for a little bit.
I tried to keep myself in the 4 seed to play Neji this season, and it didn't and it didn't work. I ended up in the 2 seed against Meowth. I mean, and we had a pretty good match. It was pretty I've heard some unfortunate things about it, but I mean, I had fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Yeah,
I think that was the game that I drew like Baku.
You drew Baku.
All 3 of my games.
Yeah, you drew Baku as odd quest warrior a bunch. You said, or I heard, yeah. Man.
Yeah, but I'm gonna leave with a take because that is what is all this is supposed to be, fun. We are doing this for fun, and that is the most important thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you said it, Fish, or Get Me Out, but yeah, that's the take. We need to always remind ourselves when we are playing, no matter how frustrated we are getting, we are doing this for fun, right?
Yep.
Can we give Tom the copium
No.
image for that? Because I don't think any of us are anything short of masochists playing this format.
No. I mean, THL is for fun. White Ladder is for sociopath.
I joke.
Yeah.
You are correct though. Like, we're all in this for a good time and just to play in a different format with friends, spice things up a little bit, and get away from ladder, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Any last questions? Anything else you guys want to share?
Any final shoutouts?
Yeah. Shout out to my boy.
Thanks
Follow
for the
me
carry.
on Twitter.
Anytime. Well, thanks for coming on though.
Thank you.
I appreciate it, all of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna keep going with the show. You're free to stay if you want to. If not, you're free to go. Again, We really appreciate having you on.
Really do.
Congrats again. Thanks for carrying me as well. As we all know, I need it. Okay. I wouldn't have been able to help us get that championship if you guys didn't put us in a position there in the first place. So thank you for that. It's really
Let's
good
go for the
to.
True.
Here's hoping. So
Yeah, thanks
thanks
guys.
again.
Thank you.
Heads up.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, we have the EU series now to go over. So let's take a look over there now. First up,
Okay.
we have a Little Agony versus Safari Wild. This was the semifinals. Fish, take it away for this match.
Sure. So for this match, a Little Agony, they ended up playing all their matches, even despite the match probably ending prior the match's score being won by Little Agony a little early. But we have a 3-0 sweep for Matt Thanos over Ramanu Joke. Taunton's Cheat with a 3-0 sweep over Simone. We've got Yurna taking a 3-2 over Larat. Slod taking a 3-1 over Killer Raccoon. And Ian LaBruce taking a 2-3 loss to King's Bounty, the only win for Safari Wild on the week.
Yeah, so this match was a little unusual because I want to mention the Taunton's Cheat versus Seaman match was actually a DQ. It was really unfortunate. Seaman didn't know the rules at the time. He originally had a 3-1 win, but the issue came from him streaming his match and not telling Taunt at the time. So let this be a little shout out for anyone looking to play and stream their match. 1, make sure you get permission from your opponent, and 2, make sure to have that 10-minute delay. Yeah. I know it sounds annoying, but it really isn't much, and it goes a long way to keep the match fair and proper. We don't want to impose a ton of rules. They're there because we have to. We want to make this fair and fun for everyone.
Yeah.
And as long as it's fair and fun for everyone, then we're doing something right.
For sure.
The nice thing is it wasn't the deciding match.
Agreed.
I was really glad to see that.
Yeah.
But that does mean a Little Agony Corpse team is in the finals.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't stay to talk about his team.
Yeah.
It is a little early for him, so I don't blame him wanting to get some more sleep.
No, and also, I don't want to call him out, but if he doesn't remember his own matches, like maybe he doesn't have anything to say about other people's
I'm sure
matches.
He would, but yeah,
like I know they won. They did play their matches, you know.
Yeah,
so,
that varies on a captain to captain basis. Like their involvement with teams, but I'm sure, as Marty said, it's pretty early, obviously. So this looks like a good match for Little Agony going into the finals.
Yeah. Let's go on to the next one.
The next one. So the next one was, God damn it! I hate it so much every time I see this name. Everyone's a winner. I know. I hate it so much.
It's okay.
Everyone's a winner against F2L Celadon, with F2L Celadon winning 12-7. And the first seed, Lorthos, sweep Mr. Luke 98, 3-0. Then we have Alv 9-8-7 against Lasagna. That was a no-show, right?
No contest. Yeah, the match was
contest.
It was already over by then.
Yeah. Third seed, we have Brett Bobson against Adrian 1-3, with Brett Bobson winning 3-2. Fourth seed, we have Bedreams against Maxadona, with Bedreams taking the win 3-1. And finally, on the fourth seed, another sweep, but this one going the other way, with Copa losing 0-3 against QB. which means the score ends once more 12-7 for F2L Celadon, taking the win. So you're captain of that team, Marty. Do you have any comments about the EU team?
Yeah, so there's not too much to be said, really. It was a really big win for the team. Lorthos, Rebob, and Bedrooms close it out for us. Copa had a bit of a rough time. He had some low rolls here and there against QB, but QB's also a really good player, so shout out to him. And it was really nice that even though we have Alp987 back, he didn't have to play his match.
Yeah.
So, still rocking the undefeated record after the first 7 weeks. And with that, I get to face my teammates' own team, Corp, in the finals.
Oh,
Yeah,
now
that's
spicy.
pretty exciting.
Yeah, so we do have an updated bracket. Let's just pull that up on the screen to remind everyone how things have gone so far. So in the quarterfinals, we had the bye for Little Agony and F2L. EU Everyone's a winner, and Safari Wild got through. So they played the teams that had the bye on the right. F2 and Little Agony came out on top. So now they'll be playing in the finals for the final match.
Yes.
And I believe we do have 2 games already played. So F2L is up 8-3.
Well, they
Nice.
are very close to
Bedrooms.
closing out the season.
Yeah, I believe Bedrooms won 3-2. He reverse swept his opponent's Odd Hunter. And Copa got a 3-1 win.
Very nice.
So, Alp may not play again.
Yeah,
True.
what an interesting start for your team then.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the rest of the season go, or how the rest of the week goes, I should say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the season it's kind of over.
Yeah.
Um.
We'll
Final
see. It's
week
not
of
over
the
just
season.
yet.
Oh no, final week of the season. The match is.
Yeah,
far
no,
from
I
over.
said kind of
Yes.
over. Finally, guys. Oh,
Yes, the question of the
I'm
week.
cracking my knuckles for this question. The question of the week: which card do you predict is getting nerfed from the mini set? I want to hear your hot takes.
And there's always something that gets nerfed with the mini set, isn't there?
Yeah.
And
They
so
always
we have
break something.
35 cards. You have to wonder. I gave my take a little earlier before the show, so I'll just give that again. A lot of people are pointing fingers at Mr. Smite, but I don't think he's the problem card at this set. I'm going to say Defias Cannoneer. 3-mana 3/3 warrior card. Whenever you attack, deal 2 damage to 2 random enemy minions. And
Yeah.
having played it in
It's kind of
Wild,
nuts.
it's absolutely broken as a board control tool. In Standard, if Warrior has enough weapons early on, then it's absolutely devastating too. The weapon tutor on the Raid the Docks quest line is super synergistic with it. It's just an absolutely dominant way to take over the board and get ahead for Warrior.
Yeah, I'm with you for what it feels for Wild at this moment, but I think that because we know that they usually nerf for Standard, and it could be either Mr. Smite because he has a more like linear kind of play rate, more so in Standard, I believe, than in Wild. And also the warrior weapon, it's kind of dumb. It doesn't see play in Wild because we already have a tutor for more pirates. But when you look at it, it's like a really beefy weapons. We have maybe better things in Wild, but this thing is at 5/3 if you trade it, and we all know how good tradables are, or has become a very a mechanic that has seen playing in a bunch of decks.
Yeah. So the one thing to remember about that tradable though is you'll have to trade it at least twice to get much value out of it. Because if you trade it only once, then you have to draw it a second time, and it's only an Arcanite Reaper. You're paying 5 mana for a 5/2.
5/3.
So the value is
It's an
No,
Ash
5/3.
Bringer.
it's a 5/2 when you trade it once. You have to trade it twice. So
No,
pay
it
6
gains
mana.
+2 durability when you trade it.
Is it +2 Did
Yeah.
I misread
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
card?
it becomes an Ash
Yes.
Bringer.
Okay, so it's a slightly better Arcanite Reaper. I take that back.
Yeah, I mean, I've played around with it in my Standard Warrior, and my problem is drawing it the second time. Like, unless you're trading it before unless you're like absolutely trading it before you finish the first part of the quest, feels difficult to draw back without Corsair Cash, at least in Standard. I know this is a wild show. I would lean like NHL. I would lean maybe towards Defias Cannoneer. It's also very strong in Standard as well. As I mean, that effect is just it's board clears are very good, but it's also it's that extra damage. And I mean, I think it's a good thing that it's extra damage against a deck like Quest Mage, where they don't play minions, so you're effectively getting a free 4 damage on them. That they'll get to interact with right away, which is fun because that deck doesn't interact with anything. So
yeah, one thing to be grateful of, I believe, it's that finally the mini set has broken another class that is not Warlock. It's still bad, but it's a different kind of bad.
yeah, it's interesting.
It's new. It's bad, but it's new. That's my take.
Yeah, I haven't played. I think I don't have enough experience playing the cards to see what would need adjusting. If we're gonna take the approach that they're gonna ban for feels bad, they might lower the stats on Mr. Smite. I don't want that effect to go away though. Maybe they'll be like, maybe 6/5 is a bit too much. Maybe it's like a 5/5. But I don't know. I think.
Yeah,
I don't think that. I mean, I just think
it's getting harder and harder to predict how they are going to nerf cards.
Sure.
Because back then it was like, we make it either 1 mana more or we lower the attack and the health by 1. But nowadays they are experimenting a little bit more with the nerfs, so we don't know which path could they be taking with if there are any upcoming nerfs, right?
Sure.
We could see maybe they change the mechanic, maybe it's the cost and the stats, maybe they change something around it, how it interacts. Maybe, like, for example, it could be they don't change the mechanic, it's still charged, but it's like minions you play after Mr. Might have charged, so you cannot use it for the minion that comes out of the Juggernaut, for example, right? We will see.
There's a lot of things they can do if they want to nerf cards nowadays. They've showed that they've had the flexibility and the willingness to do so. So it'll be really interesting to see. AJ Firecracker mentioning J. Rick Carpenter is going to be nerfed when they fix Hidden Oasis in chat.
Mm-hmm.
I love the interaction. I love the interaction because it means we have another viable deck, but it's really stupid that we have to rely on unintended features. I'll call it a feature. To see something new pop up in Wild. It'll suck when it goes away, but I think it shows that J. Rick Carpenter has some potential in the format later on. We'll see how much.
Sure.
But
Yeah, remember, guys, it's a feature, not a bug.
Always. So, with that wraps up the show. So we'll see you next week, possibly. We're going to try to get some of the winners from whoever wins the Wild EU series next week, if we can. If not, we'll see you in a few months, I believe.
Yeah,
We'll keep you all updated.
Yeah, we'll
Thanks again.
have stuff again coming around when the next season starts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks again for stopping by. Thank you, Fish, for opping as always. It's been a pleasure this season.
It really has
Tom,
been
same
fantastic.
to you.
Yeah,
Really
I'm
appreciate
really
it.
grateful of the opportunity to be able to be a part of this. Yeah, thank you so much.
And with that, how about we host one of the champions? Mouth is online. What do you say? Nice little raid.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Let's rate him.
Perfect. So, thanks again, guys.
Yep.
Take care.
Take care, everybody.
Spam your favorite THL emote.